Right on. Okay. Well, hey, thanks everybody for joining today. So today I'm excited because I don't know, does anybody here know, has anybody met Lee O'Shea at all, either on a video or anything? No? Well, some of you guys might remember him or at least recognize him. He was in CFX with a lot of us that were in CFX, and he was actually very successful in CFX. He was a president there, so he was probably pretty well known in the circles there. And I didn't know Lee at all back then, not at all. Really, what maybe in the last 2 years, I guess we've really got to know each other, Lee.
2 years, I think so. Yeah, two
Yeah, we've
years.
been kind of doing a few different things together and dabbling in things here and there and trying things out. And that's one of the things I really admire about Lee is that he's kind of like myself. He believes in the industry. He's a consummate network marketing. I don't know if I want to call you an expert or anything like that, but just you know what I mean. Like it's when I look at network marketing, there's people that try to sell you on doing things, and those aren't network marketers. Network marketers, what they are is they lead by example. They attract people in, and and that's one of the things I really admire about Lee is that he's not scared to try something out. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. And when he came to me with this one and he said, "Oh my God, Ryan, this one is different." Like you will see it. Just let's get on a call, right? And he didn't approach me at all. I approached him, by the way, like because that's the way that he rolls. He attracts people in, and it attracted me. And and it's I was just blown away as he started to share some of the things that he knew. And pretty much every day we're pretty much talking to each other. So, I'm always learning something new. You're so connected with the leadership and the ownership, I guess, the founders of this company. And it's, being in Dubai, the head office is in Dubai, 15 minutes from your house, I think you said. And you've got to know Ahmed Zen very, very well. You've got to know the CEO Brian Benson actually quite well from what I've seen. And I'm just excited to really hear from Lee today, especially sharing on his Antalya trip and just the first, well, I guess it wasn't the first live event, but really the main live event that's happened with AURUM, and so much more to come. And I'm just excited to hear everything. If you want to just take it away there, Lee.
Thank you for the introduction, Ryan. Well, hello everybody. Nice to meet you. I'm Lee. I'm from originally from the UK. Lived in Dubai now 13 years. I've been here, and I quit my job 5 years ago with the intention to try and become a network professional. I just saw a better way, because here in Dubai. They make you work 6 days a week. And I'm getting on. I'm getting a little bit older. And I figured, there is a better way out there. So I really studied network marketing and I've loved it. I've had some massive success in the industry and I've had some real stinkers in the industry. And, this is part of the journey. So I just want to give you a 1 or 2 minutes of how this came to me, so you can kind of appreciate why I really took all the information, did real deep due diligence on it, and made a decision that I was going to go global with it. So, if you don't mind, I need a couple of minutes to sort of bring you up to speed and how I got to Antalya. So, it was about 16 weeks ago. A friend of mine said to me, "You've got to see this fintech company." And I said, I'm not looking to build anything right now. I've just, I was very big in a previous company called CFX. I brought 38,000 distributors in that. And so when that went down, I was kind of hurt a little bit. And I said, I'm really not looking. He said, please, 15 minutes. Just listen to a person for 15 minutes. And if you don't like it, we'll call it a day. Me being me, I said, go on then, 15 minutes. When I got on the call, everybody, the first thing this gentleman said to me, he said, Lee, have you ever, in your networking career, which is 8 years now, ever seen all the people in the company at the back that you don't get to see, all the geniuses and all the experts come to the front. I said, no, never. He said, neither have I. He said, what about this, Lee? Have you ever seen all the balance of the company? And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, they actually physically show you how much money they're trading with and how much money they've got. I said, no, never. And he said, neither have I. This company will do both of those. So I was sold within 15 minutes. 15 minutes. That's really hard to do with me because once I get my teeth into something, I literally go global. And so that's how it started. And so I got this, I don't know, Ryan, that everybody's in AURUM, I would assume, Ryan? Everybody's started here? Okay.
We've got
So
one
maybe,
that's I think two that are still to launch, but planning
oh,
to.
okay, no problem. So I got this 16-minute presentation. I took a look at it and then I just looked at the people behind it. Because one thing I've learned now over 8 years is it's really about the people who are taking care of us, then the technology, right? And so I saw this guy called Ahmed Zen, and he lives 55 minutes away. And I said, Mr. Ahmed Zen, you don't know me, I don't know you. Can I come to your house and interview you? And he said yes. So I went there and I interviewed him, and I was really rough on him. I was really rough on him. I was asking him that, I wasn't going there asking about the compensation plan. Where is your future? Where are you going to be in 5 years? I didn't do any of that. I said, how are you going to scale? Like real tough questions. What if me and Ryan take over all of Canada and all of Singapore, and we bring in 50,000 distributors? How are you going to scale? So it was those kind of questions, and he aced it. He absolutely aced it. Then I came back, and on the PDF slides, you're going to see these very, very smart, intelligent people. Some of them are featured in Google first page. So I vetted those people out. And then I came across Brian Benson. I don't know Brian Benson, but I know of the name. Uh, and I started looking into him to find out he's the former Latin America CEO, where he brought in 100,000 distributors when he got the role, the position, and brought in multi millions. And he's also the guy that created some of the amazing technology Binance has today. Does anybody here use Binance at all? The peer-to-peer system where you can just do it like through without going outside of Binance. It's simply, I'm going to send you Bitcoin, you're going to send me USD. He built that. So he's extremely, extremely smart. So this was my due diligence, but I did it over 2 weeks, right? So I did it over 2 weeks. I didn't even go on social media at all for 2 weeks because I wanted to be sure. I wanted to be sure if I'm going to get on Zooms like this with you today, I need to make sure we've got a chance, a really, really high chance. So I've been here 16 weeks, everybody. If you're in this now, you will have started to realize this is a full ecosystem. So what I'll do is I'll pause it there. I'm going to sort of dance around some of the slides because we've got one or two new people. It may be a little bit confusing. For those of you that have been in a week or longer, I hope you can sort of relate with me what you're experiencing. And then afterwards, if you need more clarification, we'll have an FAQ at the end. Is that all right, Ryan?
Yeah, that sounds great. And everybody that is here has at least seen a webinar, so they've seen a presentation.
Okay, so they've seen a little bit. Okay, so I might recap a few things, but I'll go deeper because some of the things that I learned in Antalya, right? So I've got two slides. So let's go back to this original slide, right? So really, what is AURUM? So AURUM is a real decentralized fintech company, and it's really all about developing an ecosystem for everybody to use because not everybody's interested in just say AI trading. Some people might be interested in real estate. Some people might be interested in tokenized asset, real world assets. So what I loved about AURUM is they're not a new company. They've been around 3.5 years. They were open to institutional money and high net worth individuals. This only came to sort of our spectrum as professional network marketers October last year. So it's very new. Um, and what these guys have been doing is just pure genius. They really have put together a huge ecosystem for everybody, all walks of life. Now it's not just for institutional money. It's not just for the high net worth. We can start to learn with the company and utilize their ecosystem for as little as $19.99 a year. And so I was thinking, wow, for a whole year to open up the entire ecosystem, this could just get anybody in all walks of life. Um, so what's their vision? This is one of the questions I asked. I said, okay, I know you're based in Malaysia. I think your head or Hong Kong. I know your head office is in Hong Kong, but why have you come over to Dubai? And they're like, because we want to be the next unicorn. And I said, explain that. And Ahmed Zen, and I've heard it from Brian Benson now, but at the time, Ahmed Zen, he was like, well, it's very simple. What we're trying to do is give everybody this amazing ecosystem and create 1,000 millionaires. That makes us a multi-billion-dollar company. We become a unicorn. Dubai is just a perfect place because at the time I didn't know, but there's a lot of real estate where they're going to put their hands in as well. So that's the goal of the company. That is why they are hiring, top CEOs of the company. So I have to keep doing this, which is a bit crazy, but this just so this person right here is the head of all of this, right? Brian Benson. For those who may have heard his name, he is now our CEO. Okay, he's got 27 years in this kind of industry of cryptos, decentralized exchanges, wallets, fintech. Started off as a banker, right? Started off with Morgan Stanley, and went all the way through the ranks. Became a really really good trader there, then went off and did his own companies and got some companies of $100 million. And then he found AURUM, looked at AURUM, and he's made the move. And so Brian's fairly new as well. I think seven or 8 months. Um, I met Brian the first time on the third visit to the office because the office is only 15 minutes away. And I said to Ahmed Zen, who's the chief marketing officer, I said, love to meet Brian Benson because I'm going to start going very big on social media. And I'd really like to get into Brian Benson's head. And it was supposed to be 15 minutes. He's the sort of guy that will give you 4 hours. And he literally gave me 4 hours. Um, and I was fortunate because I'd flown two very big network of friends of mine in from the UK, and they'd come in and we had this session with Brian Benson. A little bit more of Brian in a moment. Um, Gosh, bear with me. I couldn't cut them up, Ryan. For some reason, my computer wouldn't let me cut. Some other really, really important people in AURUM. Okay, remember at the beginning I said this company, what they like to do is bring all the masterclass, the masterminds, all the people that make the back office look amazing, all the technology you're seeing in Telegram. Well, there's somebody developing all that, right? And there's somebody making contracts with all these high net worth institutions. Somebody has to do that. You never get to see these people. But in Talia, they brought some people, which is amazing. So Dre Menza, really, really important. He's in charge of the trading operations. If you guys are been in a week or longer and you're getting your little Telegram notifications, it's because of Dre Menza and his team. Gulnara, she is unbelievable. If you want to become a better person just in life in general, or if you want to become a better network marketer. She does training on Saturdays and Mondays, and I'm learning some. I thought I knew pretty much everything about network marketing. To find out, I really know nothing. She's the equivalent of Eric Worre in America. If you know the name Eric Worre, she's the equivalent in Russia. Ahmed Zen, ex-banker, very, very tech genius in cryptocurrency. He is our network, our marketing director, CMO, and you've seen him on the Wednesdays. A really, really, really nice guy, but real clear cut. He takes no nonsense from anybody. When he wants something done, it gets done. And this is something I like about AURUM. When you see a date posted in AURUM, whether it's in Telegram or it's a launch of a product or it's, say, a debit card, he gets it done. Al Risky, another really, really smart person in director of strategy. I'll talk about him a little bit later. I also got to sit down with him in Antalya for about an hour, and he just blew my mind. And Dr. Brian there, our chief blockchain officer. These are people, not all of them, you are going to find in Google, what first or second pages. The reason I keep mentioning that is you have to be selective, right? When you're going to go into companies, you've really got to pay attention now. And this is what I've learned. You've got to know who's leading us, right? Can they fulfill the vision? Are they really going to be here 3 to 5 years as they're claiming before they're going to consider to sell the company, etc., on an IPO sort of basis? That doesn't mean AURUM is leaving. It just means they're selling it for other leadership. So when you listen to these guys and you get to meet people over time, you will really see why that ecosystem is built for the next 3 to 5 years. Okay, so some key achievements. We've done already, right? $22 million in trading volume on our AI bots. If you're using the AI bots right now, you're probably using the XAI bot and you may be using the Pro bot and you may be using Zeus. $22 million, that's incredible, really is. 10 million in arbitrage, okay? 10 million in arbitrage. We've got launch of 6 products, slides already out of date. I mean, every time I'd seem to do a presentation, the company is just moving so fast with great products. Now we've got 6 products, okay? And we are 8,500 members now. 8,500 members, meaning kind of networkers or distributors that have come to the company. Okay, right. Do you like me bouncing around here?
Perfect.
Okay, let's see if I'm on the right slide. Event in Antalya, that's the right one. Okay, right. So our flagship, right? We like to call it the flagship, the one product that's really doing well for everybody, right? And that is our AI bots, okay? Our artificial intelligence. Main part of our ecosystem. Everybody's enjoying that. Company realizes that what do you want? You know, when they ask Lee, what do you want? I'd like daily money. I got daily bills. I'd like daily money. And I want a real smart strategy, and I want minimum risk. And I want a way to sort of feel safe that if I'm bringing my own family's money and my money, going on Zooms, influencing other people, I really need something that's, long lasting. I don't just want artificial intelligence. I do want human intervention as well. Why? Because you need sort of like the AI to take away emotional bias. I don't know if you guys are traders, right? I've traded and I always lose, right? I constantly lose because my emotions I get greedy or I get fearful. But AI doesn't have intuition, right? It's programmed, but it doesn't have the forward thinking. So AI with the team that we've got, you've just got a recipe for success. So this is what it looks like. This is our AURUM X AI bot. As you know, when you first kind of get started here, this is what you're introduced to. You're paying $19.99 for the whole ecosystem for the year, and you could start to get involved with the first product called the X AI bot. And we're seeking, right? Who are our users? Everybody. We're giving the chance for everybody. It's not isolated just for network marketers or institutional money. It's open for everybody. It does high frequency tradings, multi pairs on multi exchanges. It's got a long term performance because it's been going since 2023. In fact, the company's that transparent here on the webinars. If you've missed them, I've got plenty of webinars where they actually get the team to log in to the brokers, the exchanges, and the team will go in, log in, and show you the balances. And what's really cool about that is I've seen that from months ago and I've seen it up to date, and I've seen that the money just get bigger and bigger and bigger, which is really nice because it just sort of gives me a fluffy feeling that, wow, look how much millions they've made in March and how much they made in April. And they get to share that with us. Look at the returns at the bottom, 467%. If you go to any sort of institution and talk that kind of percentage, they'll probably say to you it's too good to be true. But it really is happening because we've got the data. That's around about $23 million in the trading pools as of June. The Probot, our second product, right? A really cool thing that Brian Benson, when he came, he said, "Do you know what? I like the XAI bot, but I want more flexibility for our clients. I want them to have the ability to just be able to put money in, watch the XAI Pro bot, and take out whenever they want, with no obstacles, no barriers, no 35% early dismissal fees. I just want them to simply be able to take what I like to call dusty Bitcoin, dusty Ethereum. Maybe you guys have all got some crypto sitting in a Exodus or a Coinbase or Kraken. That's just going up and down, right? I think you'll agree with me. One day it's up, next minute it's down. You're not getting more crypto. So this is what the Probot's designed for. It's designed to give you a certain percentage, 10 to 15%, depending on the crypto. So it's constantly every single day adding more crypto. And then we enjoy when the prices go up. Some of the results you can see here. So we do spot trading in Zeus, right? The second product we call Zeus. Just look at some of the percentages that we've been enjoying. Like I said, I've been in here now 16, 17 weeks. I'll have to figure that out. But on my Bitcoin, 56%. On my BNB, 60%. Ethereum 72%, Pepe 79%, and I think the Dodge there is my camera's in the way. I think it's 80%, right?
85.
So we've got so at the event and Antalya, right? When Brian Benson was on stage, he was on stage for 45 minutes and he was really appreciating the staff, right? He was really appreciating that some of the things that he wants to bring to fruition for our clients are really doing what you see on perhaps PDF slides, webinars, one-on-ones, corporate Zooms. And you can see here by this data alone that AURUM is not only transparent, not only quite, well, very, very honest, they deliver, right? They deliver the results.
One
Okay,
thing I
so
just want to add to that slide, if you don't mind there, Lee, is one of the things I've noticed is these numbers are just the return on your investment, not compounded. So what I do on my Zeus bot is I am compounding daily by turning my bot off and turning it back on. And I can tell you that I've already earned 30% in a month and a half on Pepe alone.
yeah, isn't
Amazing.
that crazy?
Yeah.
What I like about the company is they're very modest, right? They're in they when they say their percentages, it's been higher, but you know they always put in the clause past history can't provide future results. But I just like how modest the company really is. So this is really an important slide. So Brian was talking about adoption that's coming, right? More and more people, especially institutional money and partners and things, are starting to really look at another way. Over 861 million people now worldwide are now involved with crypto, whether they've got some crypto or they've registered an account with an exchange. It's very closely getting up to 1 billion people. In the US alone, that equates to 20%, 28% of the adult population. One of the other things that Brian was really excited to tell us was the crypto market now, the crypto card market, right, has rapid growth. And one of the products AURUM was really trying to get over the line for us was the crypto debit card. That's not so easy to do with any company out there. I've been in companies, maybe Ryan's been in companies where we were promised that a crypto debit card is coming and it's coming in 6 months. A year later, we're still waiting. 2 years, we're still late. They never got it over the line because when you mix in the fiat into the crypto world, then you start to deal with all the sort of rules and regulations and liquidity providers and banks. It's very difficult. But look at this. The global crypto credit card market grew from 1.53 billion in 2024 to 1.82 billion, right, in 2025. Just look at the projection in the next 4 years. It's going to double. It's gonna double. So this, why is he telling us? Is because that was one of the products that obviously was launched at the event. And I started to realize, wow, I've got this amazing ecosystem. I've got the right team behind it that can get things done. I've got the technology that's giving me the results, but I need a way to spend it, right? How do I spend it? Because the way you're doing it right now, probably in Canada, is the same way in the UAE, in Dubai. I've got to go use a third party. I have to get my crypto, I have to get it out of my program. I then have to put it into an exchange. From the exchange, I've got to figure out a way to get it either to my to an ATM machine or to the bank. And AURUM came up with a solution, which is the debit card. Okay. One slide before we get in that. So you're going to hear this. If you stay with us for quite a while, you're going to keep hearing the word AURUM Neobank. And what that basically means is that it's the future of digital banking. That's what a neobank basically means. It's kind of the next generation of your finances, right? Because what we use right now is bank accounts, checkbooks, debit cards, maybe some QR scans with Apple Pay and such. But we can't bridge that with crypto. So a neobank is where we're going to be able to like bridge traditional finance with digital assets. To put it in English, is with a neobank, you're going to have products and services inside it. It's going to increase your assets, and you're going to have methods now where you can get away with the old ways, right? Looking at the slide there with the phone, obviously the AURUM debit card. There's nothing better than a way when you're earning good crypto with a great product where you can convert it back into the Canadian dollar, at ease. So this is available at the moment in Telegram. Yeah, right? In Telegram. Great application, but it's still it can't give all the functions that AURUM wants to provide. And so at the moment, what can it do for you guys? Well, if you're already operating in Telegram, right, you're tracking live trading results, right? It's showing you even little links when the trade is open and it's live. It's even giving you little links to tell you to which exchange it's trading on, so you can go see the spot price or the margin price. What else does it do for you? It tracks everybody in your team as well. It will show you your career bonus. It will show you if people are joining you. It will show you all your partners. It launches all of your API, all of your bots, right? There's 3 bots, as we know. The XAI bot, we got the Zeus Pro, and we got Zeus. So great functionality. And when I first saw Telegram, I think when I first approached Ryan, it was about Telegram, I think. I may have got you right now saying, you got to see this technology AURUM have given us. And it also manages all your wallet balances and all your transaction history. Absolutely amazing. Okay, there's a slide I wanted to share with you before I get to this part. Right, let me pause there for a second. You see how I have to cut it because there's too much information, but let me see if I'm on the right one here. Let me get to...
One of the cool things you hadn't mentioned in there, maybe it is on your future slide, but
on
the
that.
app is
That's the slide I'm looking for.
okay, there we go.
See, I'm not allowed the official one. That's why I was seeing if we...
You kind of putting it together, yeah.
It's not there, is it? Okay, I'll stay on this slide. So Here's the good news, everybody. You're going to love this, right? We are launching in the next couple of months apps. So we're going to move away from Telegram, and you're actually going to be able to go to Apple iOS store, and you're going to download the Neobank, right, for the iPhone users. And for those of you using what's it called?
Android.
Samsung's, what's that one called? You're
Android.
going to yeah, you're going to go to Google Play. So if you're enjoying the technology right now, with what we've got in the ecosystem, and you liked what Telegram could do with information for you, say, Ryan, what you're getting, you imagine the capabilities of what the app is going to do for you. Okay. Okay, let's go.
I think the rollout date for that was August, September range, was it not?
Yeah, yeah.
And they will meet that for sure. These guys are
They will
amazing.
meet. Oh, they will definitely meet it. Right. So the event. So let's now sort of get onto the event, right? So I'm going to take a little pause here because this is really Aurum. I qualified for the VIP experience in Antalya, Turkey. And I've been to 50 events in my lifetime because I'm in Dubai. So I'm invited to an event, it feels like once a week. When we talk about the company taking care of their members, clients, it is a different level. Here's how. When we landed in Antalya, Turkey, there was this big sign, Aurum welcomes you, right? They then put us in I don't know how to explain it, a camper van, limousine, hybrid. It was the most comfortable ride that my family I've never seen a limo like it. It was just top class. It had everything. I had a phone in there for me. We had Wi-Fi in there for us. We had drinks, snacks, and I thought, wow, I already knew the experience was going to be crazy. We then got to the hotel, which was a brand new, it's only been open 12 weeks, five-star luxury resort where the whole hotel basically was pretty much for us. They'd booked out a whole 150 rooms for us. And we got there and there was four or five people waiting for us with champagne and nuts and everything, did all our paperwork for us and said, okay, Lee family, let me take you to the room, walked us up to a room. And we got in this room and I was just like, where are we? This is unbelievable. The room was just high end, overlooking the sea. There were bottles of champagne in there. This was my first couple of hours. All the food, all the drinks, all the timings uh, were on time. They even put you in WhatsApp groups, in the hotel WhatsApp groups, and everybody's constantly messaging, everything okay? Do you need anything? The event's in half an hour, events in 15 minutes. The reason I'm telling you is because I really want you to, have a look in a few slides later on and experience it. Because Aurum really, they do what they say. They said we were going to have a VIP experience, and it was the best holiday my family's ever had. Then we went to the event. You can imagine the event was unbelievable. It was everything. It was that good, everybody. There, as everybody was getting on the stage, there's three booths behind us with people saying it in all the different nationalities, camera crews and everything. It was just the best experience. All of the water sports. I don't know if you like parasailing and what are they called? Those jet ski, all inclusive, yachts, all in. Oh, it was crazy, guys. Now, when Brian got on stage, one of the things he really wanted to do was launch the Aurum card, right? They had just got this Aurum card across the line, meaning approved by the banks, 11 hours before the event. And Brian, he was so proud. He had the very first card. I don't know if you were watching it on YouTube live, but he showed that card. Guys, this card is so special that when you add your crypto, You don't need to then change it into Canadian dollars or euros or change the crypto into a fiat. It's automatic. So you load the crypto and then you can go to a point of sale terminal and it just deducts the price from your crypto, right? So if you loaded $500 worth of BNB or Bitcoin, it shows up as $500. When you tap it, the merchant doesn't know, they just got their dollars. I've never seen a card like it. And I've got loads of cards. The cards I've got, when I load the crypto on it, I've got to then go and exchange it into the local currency, and I get charges and charges and charges before I can put it into a fiat wallet. And everybody, let me just stop for a second. This is it. Oh, let me just turn this off. This is it. Everybody that attend the event got this AURUM card for free. This card is $249 one time, and it was supposed to be $30,000 monthly spend on it, and they got it to $100,000. And I've been using this everywhere. I just can't stop using it because it's so easy. Remember that neobank? You're earning and you're start stopping your bot, Ryan, right? And you're adding the principal with your profits. When you add it to this card, it takes a few minutes or whatever, but in the app, it's going to be instant. It's going to be instant. So get your profits, get your commissions, straight onto the card, straight to buy a bottle of water, do the gas and your car, pay for your mortgage, whatever. It's incredible, guys. All right. If I sound excited, I don't apologize because I am. Okay. So that was a real big feature of the event, right? So if you do get to the next event, you will get a gift, right? I don't know what that gift may be, but you just may get this, or maybe they have something else. So please do try to get to the events. Right, some key advantages of this card, right? This is a product. So when you're speaking to people, maybe they don't want to do the artificial intelligence. Maybe they don't want to do the trades. Maybe they don't want to do staking or be in real estate. Maybe they just want the card. So it's a product, right? So you're going to get on the left there, instant access to your funds. You can withdraw and spend crypto as cash, which I think is great, right? I just love that I can put crypto on it and it's straight away into cash. It's fully integrated with your near bank. So coming up in a few months, straight onto your app. It supports Apple Pay and Google Pay, right? So if you have the little QR code, if you want to go play for Netflix and whatever else, your VPNs and stuff, boom, you go pay with Apple Pay and Google Pay. No hidden restrictions. You have full freedom here to manage and spend your assets. You're not going to get a single roadblock, right? And you have high limits. Was up to 10,000. This Infinity card, this black one, is $100,000 a month. Here's some of the key features, right? So if you look at the top, right? If you look at the top, we've got 4 cards coming, but we only have the AURUM Infinite at the moment, right? So we've got the Nova coming, we've got the Imperium coming, different prices, the World Delete, and we've got the AURUM Infinite. The Nova, $33, Imperium, $66, and World Delete, $99, or Infinite, $249. It's a one-time payment. One-time payment. Now, you don't need KYC on your World Delete, the $99, and you don't need KYC for AURUM Infinite. This is music to a lot of people's ears, but you are going to need KYC on the smaller ones. I'm not sure it's active right this second, but you will get business volume with it if you do sell this product. If people just want the card, you will get commissions. And you can see there's like third from the bottom. You sell the Nova, you can get up to $15 for the sale. Next card, the Imperium, $30, World Elite, $50, and up to $150 for the $249 sale. Imagine that as a product. Okay, physical cards, not all of them have it. Only the one physical card, the one I've showed you, the AURUM Infinite, The other ones are the virtual cards, all right, which is still great because you just put the virtual card on your phone. Yeah. You just put all the details on your phone. It's a virtual card, and then you just tap your phone and all the POS terminals. Okay. So with this, right, with these products, with this ecosystem and what else is coming, you can really, really, really expand your network and you can really, really increase your rewards, right? So the idea of our ecosystem is real simple. It's grow your team, boost your incomes. Okay. So with the cards, right? Everybody's different, right? Some people just want to get involved and they just really want to try some of the products and that's it, right? And they just want to increase their assets, no problem. But some of us, we like to go out and share and build organizations. And so there is going to be ranks assigned with those cards because it is a real product, right? So as you move up the ranks, right, from rank 1 all the way to the end to rank 16, obviously your bonus does increase, right? The sale, you'll get a percentage of that sale. So I'm already kind of like a diamond at the moment. I think I'm around rank 7, so I get 73% of that sale, which I think is fantastic. So it just gives me more incentive to move up with the compensation plan and try and get up to 100% of the sale. Imagine that, Ryan. When I get there in one or 2 years time and I'm selling the cards like crazy and I get someone that says, yeah, I'll take a card for 249. 249 comes to me. Incredible. What an incredible company. So that's what the cards look like. All right. And it says there, all event participants will receive a limited edition AURUM card as a gift. Yeah, welcome to AURUM, everybody. Show up at an event and you are going to get gifts, right? And it was instant activation through Neobank, right? I didn't have to pay $249. I just thought it was a very nice touch for a VIP event, which was so professionally run. I was absolutely blown away. And I was like, when I get back, I said to the teams, I said, you get me on as many Zooms per day as you want, because I really want people to see this is not just an AI bot. They don't even want to be known as a trading company. In fact, I like to do this because it's more personal to you. One of the statements that Brian said on stage was mind-blowing. He said this. He said, just to let everybody know, the network at the moment, you're all doing amazing. You're bringing in thousands of clients, a lot of revenues coming in, but you only represent 33% of the income of AURUM. Imagine that, Ryan. That's so new to me. That's so new to me. I've been in other companies, and the network is 100% of the income for the company. We represent 33% only. So where's the other 33%? That is from previous. That is their high net worth individuals and their investors and institutions. So where's the other 33% coming from? That is going to be coming from our decentralized exchange, right? So when we have our proprietary decentralized exchange, you won't need Exodus anymore. You won't need Binance. Ryan, what does people use in Canada as an exchange?
Oh, so tough to say. It's nasty here. We've got some
Main
Americans
one.
out there
Which
too, and
main
they
one
always
does
say the same
everybody
thing.
know?
What's that?
Which
Netcoins.
exchange does everybody know in Canada?
Well, I think we use net coins mostly to
Netcoins, right. That's
buy.
perfect. You don't need them anymore.
No.
You will never need those anymore because Brian, that's his expertise. He's bringing that decentralized, proprietary, decentralized exchange. So right there in AURUM back office, you need to exchange Canadian dollars with somebody that says, I know nothing about crypto, but I've got a debit card. Can I put $1,000 in? Right now, it's a nightmare for you, right? Nightmare for me. I'm like, oh my God, brand new crypto user. So now I've got to get him a wallet. I've got to explain that to him or her. Then I've got to get an exchange, which is centralized. Now I got to do KYC. It can take a week just to get a brand new user. In AURUM, you can just take a registration link, pay the $19.99, pick up a Canadian debit card, or a Dubai debit card, use it on the exchange. We'll have the lowest rates, the faster latency, and it'll be instant. And somebody that's never been in crypto goes from fiat, boom, straight into the crypto they want for the any part of the ecosystem. So that's just amazing. But what about everybody else using it outside of the world that find Aurum? They'll be trading. They're traders, right? There's a spread. Where does that spread go? It goes to Aurum. That's the other 33%. So you imagine how rich Aurum already is without us. We're new. We're new. They're already very, very wealthy. How big do you think they will go when people that don't even care about Aurum use the Aurum exchange to trade? One day selling Bitcoin, one day getting it back, one day selling Bitcoin. That spread, right, goes to Aurum, and we're part of it. I think we've got a very, very, very healthy company here. Okay, right. Oh,
And
goodness.
that it just can't be stated enough because I've seen so many companies fail because they have poor business models that just don't have you know you know just not well funded. They don't have enough capital. Like
No
how many times do you
ecosystem.
see that? This will never have to worry about that with this company. Never.
So the green ticks basically is what we're all enjoying at the moment. You now know Aurum XAI bot. You may have briefly touched on it. Maybe using the Pro bot. We've got flash loans. I haven't started that product. We've got the Zeus AI trader bot. We've got Aurum Neo Bank, which is about to be upgraded to apps. We've got Aurum tokens, right? You want to start to believe in the company and its future. You can sort of invest in the company. We've got the Aurum network. That's us on this call tonight. We're the network. We've got Aurum staking, so you can start staking soon and get even more assets. We've got the Aurum exchange coming, which I reckon will be launched at the event. I think at the next event they're gonna do the ribbon cutting of that Aurum exchange, and I can't wait for that Aurum exchange. Is because sometimes when I'm helping people get in, they'll say to me, "Lee, do you have $10 of TRX?" And I'm like, "I've got $10." I don't need to do that anymore. I just say to them, just use the exchange and use your debit card and just buy $5, $10. I can't wait for that.
Mhm.
Do you want me to run over the partner program, or do you want me to stay focused on Talia?
Yeah, I'd say mostly just focus on Antalya right now. I think
Right.
everybody's seen
Okay.
it. We can at the end we can have some questions if people have any
Yeah.
questions on it.
Yeah. So, some key points about Antalya, right? It wasn't just about going there and playing in the sea and eating unlimited food and drinking to silly hours in the morning. It was really, that was part of it. It was really about Aurum flexing that they can cater for us. There is enough money that they have already to just give you a VIP experience. They also bring the people that are on the PDFs. That's not just a picture. They bring them to the events. We get to sit down with them. I sat down with Al Rizki and I was like, the director of trading and strategy. I was just getting into his head for an hour. Your CEO really gets on the podium, and when they're telling you we're going to release a product and we're going to do it at an event, they did it, and then they're going to give out the gifts, and then he's going to teach us where we're heading over the next 3 months, 6 months, 18 months, 3 years, 5 years. What some new products are. Um, um,
Share
I can
share the
tell you
story with Brian handing out the cards.
with like the on personally.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So yeah, yeah.
this is wild when I heard this. You guys will love
So
this.
so there was like 150 of us, right? And remember, it didn't matter what rank you were, whether you were on the VIP experience or you qualified, you got the VIP experience. Brian, on the third day, allocated around about 15 hours, right, to sit on a couch and ask. He allowed you to take a video of you and him where he says a few words, congratulates you and hands you the card. So you imagine 3 or 5 minute video I've got, just me, and he did that for every single person. Never seen anything like it.
That's the
So it
CEO of
was
the
literally
company.
going, here's your card. Congratulations. What was the event? I'm so happy you're with us. You know, enjoy the card. And I could make a video of that. My wife was making the video. Thank you very much, Brian. Hug. Next person. Hi, this is John from Canada. He's come to the event. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. Here's your debit. He did that for 150 of us. I thought it was wild. Absolutely insane. This
Great.
is our CEO.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so more products, right? Real estate. I really only briefly, I didn't even touch on it because it's not out yet. There's going to be a lot of training on it as a product. So real estate in Dubai is coming. This is going to be amazing for people that want to get in real estate that just can't, right? Because A, we don't have enough money, we can't afford lawyers. And all the loopholes in real estate. Imagine for $1, you could be part of a building. You could be part of a mall for $1, right? Because it'll be real world assets. And so a lot of institutional stuff is happening in Dubai. Brian was going to mention the institutional partner, but last minute, because we were live on YouTube, he decided not to do it. Why? Because we'd all call them up. Are you really are you really working with AURUM? So he decided not to do it. So real estate is coming. So that's just another thing that you can do with the crypto that you're enjoying from the ecosystem of AURUM. Start assigning 5, 10, $15 into assets and tokenizing some of the buildings. Dubai never stops building, do they? So that's coming, right? I think a lot more details will be coming over the weeks on the Wednesday calls. That was the event. And then, we had 2 days of being in the water, basically. If you take your family, I took my 12-year-old and my wife, and we were doing things free of charge from the company. So they must have spent millions and millions on that. Any questions? I just didn't want to go over an hour. So any questions about anything at all? I'll just take a swig of coffee. Can people unmute, Brian?
Yeah. Everybody can unmute. Anybody has any questions?
Well, I have a question. I am not technical at all. Ryan spoon feeds me, just so you know. For for those who aren't crypto savvy, what I heard was there's a way that they'll be able to use their debit card in the future to join and not have to worry about, like, I have somebody right now that is sitting on the sidelines because here in the US it's really hard to get crypto from your bank into your wallet. It's just a nightmare.
Absolutely.
So did I hear you right in saying that that's going to really simplify that process?
So simple, right? If the person you're speaking to doesn't even know what crypto is, some people say, "What's crypto?" Right? Can you believe that? In 2025, people say, "I don't know what crypto is," but they like a presentation and they're like, "I want to be involved." They just, as long as they have like a Canadian debit card, they will register. They will go to the exchange inside the back office, key in their debit card numbers, and the exchange is going to put it into the crypto that they need right there and then at the lowest fees. No need for a bank again. No need for third parties again. Okay. And so 1,000 Canadian dollars goes into, say they need $1,000 USDC for one of the products. It's done right there. And then they just add it and they're in the system. When they want it out, they make it even easier because you just add it to this card. You don't need a bank anymore. I've got a lot of money on this card right now. I don't, like, banks are like calling me, "Lee, where are you? We haven't seen you for ages." Yeah, I don't need you. I don't need you now. So very, very simplified.
So I heard you say Canadian card, and like for
US.
people in the US.
Yeah, you in the US, are you? I just thought it was Canadian mean. I'm talking
So
about
for the US too,
anybody
same
that
thing.
has a, let's make it easier. Anybody that has a Visa or MasterCard or a debit card.
Okay, that sounds
can
good.
exchange their country currency into crypto just by putting in their 16-digit card number.
Now you're speaking my language.
Right.
Okay.
So this is still a little ways away. So as Lee had said that he had kind of expected this to probably roll out at the next event, which is October 16th to 19th. So and they did say Q3 from what I recall. Q3? Yeah, Q3.
Yeah. 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 So I reckon that ability, yeah, it will be at the next event. But
Thank you.
just imagine how the conversation can go now. You can talk to just anybody, and if you're doing well and people ask you, what are you doing? You could just say, I'm in AURUM and I'm using the ecosystem, and hopefully you've got one of these cards and you purchase their coffee with it and say, I just use crypto. Oh my goodness, how did you do that? Oh, simple. And you'll be so easy to onboard someone now into crypto and into AURUM.
Good. Thank you.
I think one of the things you were saying there, Lee, and I just don't think this could be overstated, is just how Visa working with AURUM is a big deal, right? Like it's they don't just kind of say, oh, okay, somebody wants to join us, use our card. Oh, sure, here, just sign this piece of paper and we're good. No. There's lawyers,
It's a
there's
big deal. It's a
diligence,
big
there's like,
deal of what they accomplished.
oh, this is massive. And like you said,
That's
we've heard lots of other companies say it, oh yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, and then they just can't get
they
past
can't get over the line. They
can't get it
can't
over the
because they
line
get
because
rejected by Visa or MasterCard. They get rejected by banks. They get rejected by regulators, and they get rejected by liquidity providers. So no company can do it. And like I said, I've been in companies waiting years and just being loyal to the company, waiting for this ability to change. Never ever happened, not one time.
yeah.
So when I got my card personally delivered by the CEO, you can imagine I was just like, this, am I dreaming? This really is actually happening for the first time.
And how many people in this company are actually ex-bankers? And that's probably a big reason for it too. These are ex-bankers that have kind of gone into the crypto
With
world
all the
and
connections, with all the
they've got all
connections.
the connections. Exactly. Yeah,
Amazing.
love it.
No other questions?
I know, Andrew, you had some questions before, but did we already get them answered then?
Yeah, well, from what I'm seeing, just correct me if I got it right or not. So with this new crypto card, we have all options. If I want to send crypto in from my wallet, I could do that. If I
Yeah,
want to get it from my exchange and send it to my wallet and send it into AURUM, I could do that. If I want to just take out my debit card, right, and send it right into AURUM, I could do that. I have all these
absolutely.
options. Do I follow correctly?
Absolutely. So I'll highlight that because it's such a great point. So uh, I'm using the ecosystem. Yeah, I'm using the AI bots. And at the end of the day, when I get my results, it goes into my back office, right? My back office is even synced to the card. So if I made $30 for the day, it's synced with my card. All I have to do is just move it. So it's even talking to the back office, number one. If I'm
Amazing.
in if I'm in Zeus, right, and I'm using my own personal crypto and I stop the bot, okay, and that balance, the principal goes back with my profits, I can add that too. Number two. Number three, I've got some money in Exodus, some Coinbase, I've got some in MetaMask, Trust Wallet. If I want to move that out now, put it on my card, yes. Number three. Number four, when the exchange is open in the next event, I've only got a debit card and I want to change Indian rupees, Canadian dollar, euros, straight from my debit card to the exchange to my wallet. So you're absolutely bang on. This is how special this is.
Awesome.
It's
Wow.
awesome, isn't
So
it?
so where is that option? That's it's just so where you would transfer from like
Do you want to see
affiliates
it?
to sure,
You want to
sure,
see it?
sure.
Let me
Love to
show
see
you.
it.
Okay. Can you see my Aura?
Yep,
Telegram? You see my neobank?
yep.
So I just opened up the app. Okay, watch this. So you see the second icon? Do you see mine, the card? So I have the option. I have the virtual card and I have the physical card, right?
Okay.
I just click details and then I just simply click top up and I click transfer from wallet.
And then you can
You see, I can
change
even
which currency. Wow.
I can change. I can change it. Well, it's USDT. It's USDT right now. Obviously, as we just started, but I can transfer from that back office, right? Or I can transfer from Zeus. So let me just do it for you, just so you can see. Right. Let's go with right. I've got what's that? $1,636. I'll stop the bot. I confirm it. Okay. And I will show you something else really cool while you're on. Just a little bit of bonus for you. Let's do something bonus for you. Let me do this. Just in case they've not seen it before. Let me do this. What am I logging into? I'm logging into AURUM, aren't I? Okay.
It shows
Let
it
me
up
log
there.
into.
It's in the middle. It's probably hidden
Oh,
under.
it's already up. Okay, here we go. Right. Look at this. You see my balance, 1,636. This is in the website, everybody. 1,636. When I go back to AURUM Neobank, 1636 in Neobank, it's talking to each other. That's what you were asking a second ago. Are you saying I can move it from? Absolutely. So I can open up the card, I can go details, I can top up, transfer from the wallet. Look, you see, it was 0 a minute ago. Now look, you see that?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Go max. I just click. Oh, 10,000. No, no. 1,636. And I just click transfer. Done. Simple as that. Let me just, so I don't make a mistake here. Let me
Yeah, you don't
close
want to
this.
transfer that. You want to start
Let
using.
me, you know what I do on every Zoom, Ryan? I forget every time to put my money back to work. So let me go ahead and do it right now. Let me put it to work. Let me turn my robot back on. Boom. There we go. There we go. So I hope you saw that. How easy was that from the website or my Telegram? So imagine what it's going to be like when you have the apps on iOS and Google Play. The more capabilities.
Mhm. That's really cool. That's really cool. Because that's like as soon as it's loaded on that Visa, it's loaded,
Yeah.
right? You know what I mean? You're spending it. You're spending it
It's
in minutes
instant,
pretty much.
instant. If I loaded that 1,636 now, I could buy flights to the UK right now. I could order my hotel. I could order my rent a car. You know,
Yeah.
instant.
And you literally I could, because Aurum Neobank's on the phone, I could actually go to the store. I could transfer money right there, stop the bot, transfer it onto the card, pull the card out, and use the card right there.
Yeah,
All
or you
within
can use
one
the
minute, because it would
virtual
all be like it's seconds.
or the virtual card. If you forgot your card, if you forgot the physical card, just use the QR code on the virtual.
Yeah.
Just touch the POS terminal, which I've done. And it just says like processed so fast. I was just like, oh, thank you, Visa. Thank you, Visa. You're so fast. Yeah.
This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm gonna stop the recording here.